yesterday was a little bit more important for the market than I believe people realize. And just as yesterday we saw some wild volatility, we may see the same thing again coming this morning because there's another report that carries almost as much weight as the CPI report that's happening today, this morning. We're going to talk about that as well as a few other key signs that are taking place throughout the space that may indicate where we are headed to next. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live yesterday. So yesterday, we obviously had the CPI report. We missed expectations like we talked about. And yet, despite that, we finished green almost across the entire market. And we can see that ADA did, in fact, print a green candle. We actually closed this daily candle up at about 80.79 cents. We're up 2.75%. That's actually a nice daily candle despite the miss. And right now, we've started red. We got some overseas selling overnight. I mean, this is pretty typical that US money and overseas money don't always align. And right now it's in preparation for today's report. Now, I'll talk about that in just a moment. But what we're watching here again is ADA just kind of gets sandwiched between its 200-day moving average and its 50-day moving average. So I'd like to see a stab above here. We haven't really breached this yet, but this would be a very big deal for ADA. BTC is still just kind of putzing around, not really doing a whole lot. We're waiting for BTC to do this similar breakout. I think that will be a big sign for the market in general. Now, that being said, we are seeing some very good signs. BTC dominance on the drop day after day after day. We have actually broken below our trend, which is a good sign. And I've had some questions about where we might be settling in here. We're targeting this 20-day moving average. If you guys haven't noticed, BTC dominance has stayed pretty close to this. So I would expect until there are some drastic changes in the market, we would kind of hang around these levels about 60.5%, maybe 60% or so. And that, again, is where we could see alts tick up just a little bit. Now, obviously, this isn't a guarantee. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But what's really helping with this is DXY is starting to show some signs of weakness again. We're back below 108. And once this does, in fact, breach this 50-day moving average, that's going to be a big deal because then we're talking about some levels we haven't seen since all the way back here in December when alts were getting a bit exciting. Remember, there's a huge inverse correlation between the DXY and the crypto market. So this may be exactly what we're waiting for. Now, that being said, we have something coming today, this morning. I believe this is also at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is the PPI report. Now, what Stephen Stanley, chief U.S. economist at Santander U.S. Capital Markets, said is after tomorrow's PPI figures, I'll be able to finalize a January core PCE deflator estimate. However, I would note that in each of the past 2 years, when the core CPI rose by 0.4%, the core PCE deflator jumped even more, 0.5% in both years. So we may see a little bit of a hot PPI report this morning. Now, that being said, if this doesn't come back hot, if we meet or beat expectations, sound familiar, we may, in fact, get a little bit of life in the market, a little bit of a spark, all right? So we haven't breached out of any trends yet. Yes, we slightly broke above this resistance at 78 cents. That's a great sign for ADA, but we need to stack some more green days together. We need to have a little bit of a push on more of a positive sentiment here. Now, that being said, what people haven't noticed, and I've had a few conversations about this with others, is ADA has been playing out during this market cycle into the Wyckoff accumulation model. All right. And this is pretty consistent. In fact, when we look at last market cycle, this is textbook Wyckoff accumulation. It played out almost perfect in comparison to this. Now, this cycle is just a little bit wonky. We haven't extended to some highs where we should have been. We haven't dropped to some lows where we should have been. But for the most part, it's pretty much in line. And you guys can see from these different phases right now, we are in phase D. We are prepping for this phase E, this extension, the one that sends us on this next exciting part of the market cycle. All right. So this is where we're at currently. And so people talking about, coming down and testing some of these 30-cent levels, it's probably not going to happen. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, and understand that these don't always play out perfect. But we really need to think about what's happening in the crypto market. There is too much support. There is too much confidence. Even as we went through some of the largest negative events in crypto history just about a week and a half ago, look at how much higher we are than that point. Guys, we're still up about 50% from that spot. Nobody wants to let prices get down here. There comes a point where the floors are too high. people eat up the discounts too quickly. That's kind of where we're at in the market. We have left the old prices behind and we're moving into the new zip codes. We're moving into the new era in terms of prices. All right. Now, that being said, we still need a big overall confidence push from the market. We still need to see adoption take place and understand that those things I'm not saying are going to take place now. It may be weeks, it may be months. Maybe we're waiting for quantitative easing like some people are anticipating. I don't think that's the case. I believe we start to see some market movements before that. But understand that each one of these things that help us from an economic standpoint are in fact going to cause some liveliness in the market. They're going to cause some of that, dominance in terms of USDT to fall off just a little bit. It's hanging around. It wants to drop down in a big way. The market wants to run. ADA wants to go on its next big leg. And you know what? It might not be that long until we do in fact see this start taking place. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now, that being said, again, still, you guys know, have my longs open in terms of ADA and other assets. My ADA longs up 76%. In fact, what I'm probably doing this morning is I'm watching to see how the market reacts to this PPI report. It's possible we might get some gains. We might get a push to the downside. And that's where I'm going to be opening up some longs, because knowing that the market wants to run, knowing that there's not that much bearish sentiment right now, it may be a great opportunity to open us up some of these at a little cheaper prices. My SHIB one right now is up about 17%. There was a nice pop for SHIB yesterday. And again, if you guys do want to check out BTCC or Margex, there are links in the description below. Feel free to check those out. Either one of these, you can earn up to a $10,000 deposit and trading bonus on there. You can earn a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit above $500 on BTCC. So feel free to check those out if you would like to trade on leverage. I've done some great videos talking about how to do that. So have a great day. Share your love below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think we're going to get today? Do we see more of the same? Is this a continuation of green, or do we see things slow down just a little bit? So have a great day. Share your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.